The fall of Berlin, last stand of the Nazis. In the spring of 1945, the world witnessed one of the most pivotal moments in history, the fall of Berlin. This event marked the climactic end of World War II in Europe, heralding the collapse of Nazi Germany and setting the stage for the Cold War. The fall of Berlin was not just a military defeat, it was a profound turning point that reshaped the political landscape of the 20th century. April 1945. The Soviet Red Army, commanded by Marshals Gorbachev and Ivan Konev, encircled Berlin, ready to deliver the final blow to Hitler's crumbling regime. For the people of Berlin, the days were filled with a mix of dread and desperation. As Soviet artillery began its relentless bombardment, the city braced itself for the onslaught. The battle for Berlin was brutal and relentless. Soviet soldiers advanced through the city's devastated streets, engaging in fierce house-to-house combat against German defenders, including fanatical SS units, the ragged remnants of the Wehrmacht, and even desperate civilian militias and Hitler Youth. The air was thick with smoke and the sounds of gunfire, explosions, and the cries of the wounded and dying. Inside his Führer bunker, deep beneath the city, Adolf Hitler faced the inevitable. On April 30th, 1945, with Soviet troops just a few blocks away, Hitler took his own life, alongside his new wife, Eva Braun. His death signalled the end of the Nazi regime's brutal reign over Germany and much of Europe. On May 2, 1945, General Helmuth Weidling, the commander of the Berlin defence area, formally surrendered the city to Soviet forces. The once mighty Third Reich was in ruins, its grandiose ambitions reduced to rubble. Berlin, the heart of Nazi Germany, had fallen. The fall of Berlin directly led to the unconditional surrender of all German forces. On May 7, 1945, General Alfred Jodl signed the German Instrument of Surrender at Allied headquarters in Reims, France, which took effect on May 8th, known as Victory in Europe, VE Day. This marked the official end of World War II in Europe, bringing relief and joy to millions who had suffered through years of conflict. The capture of Berlin solidified the Soviet Union's position as a dominant power in Eastern Europe. Soviet forces occupied much of Central and Eastern Europe, leading to the establishment of communist governments in these regions. This set the stage for the Cold War, a period of intense geopolitical tension between the Soviet Union and the Western Allies, primarily the United States. The battle left Berlin in a state of utter devastation. Buildings lay in ruins, and the population faced severe shortages of food, water, and medical supplies. The human cost was staggering, with countless civilian casualties and widespread suffering. The images of a shattered Berlin became symbols of the war's brutal toll on urban centres and their inhabitants. Following the end of the war, Germany was divided into 4 occupation zones controlled by the United States, the Soviet Union, the United Kingdom, and France. Berlin, despite being located within the Soviet zone, was also divided into 4 sectors. This division eventually led to the creation of 2 separate German states, West Germany and East Germany. The Berlin Wall, erected in 1961, became the most potent symbol of the Cold War division between East and West.